Are you able to control your emotions, even when you're under pressure? Today, we'll uncover 7 Stoic secrets, 7 lessons that will empower you to control your emotions. Imagine being a calm harbor amidst life's storms, where no turmoil can penetrate. That's the power of building good judgment and emotional strength to handle the unexpected. Prepare yourself, because I'm about to give you 7 powerful Stoic lessons that will completely change you. Secret 1. Is that really necessary? The first secret to mastering your emotions is asking yourself a simple question. Is that really necessary? When faced with a situation that triggers an emotional response, pause for a moment and reflect. Is it truly necessary to react the way you feel compelled to? The Stoics taught us that oftentimes our initial reactions are driven by impulse rather than reason. Imagine this scenario. You're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. As the minutes tick by, your frustration mounts, and you find yourself becoming increasingly agitated. You honk your horn, yell out the window, and curse the universe for your misfortune. But ask yourself, is this reaction really necessary? Will it change the situation in any way? The Stoics would argue no. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." In other words, it is not the external events themselves that cause us distress, but rather our perception of those events. By asking yourself whether your reaction is truly necessary, you give yourself the opportunity to respond with wisdom rather than react with emotion. Secret 2. Think before you react. Building on the first secret, the second Stoic lesson is to always think before you react. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers and Roman emperor, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Consider this. Your boss criticizes your work in front of your colleagues, and you feel your face flush with anger. In that moment, you have a choice. You can react impulsively, lashing out in anger or defensiveness. Or you can take a step back, take a deep breath, and consider your response carefully. By pausing to think before you react, you give yourself the opportunity to respond with clarity and composure. You can choose to address the situation calmly and rationally, rather than allowing your emotions to dictate your actions. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, true strength lies in our ability to control our reactions, to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and grace. Secret 3. Focus on what you can control. The third secret to mastering your emotions is to focus on what you can control. Epictetus famously said, "Some things are within our power while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing." In other words, instead of wasting our energy on things beyond our control, we should focus our efforts on those things that we can influence. By doing so, we free ourselves from the burden of worry and anxiety, allowing us to live with greater peace of mind. Consider this. You're preparing for an important presentation at work, and you can feel your anxiety rising. You start to worry about how your colleagues will perceive you, whether you'll make any mistakes, whether you'll be able to meet your boss's expectations. But then you remember the words of Epictetus. Focus on what you can control. You can control how much time and effort you put into preparing for the presentation. You can control your attitude and your work ethic. You can control how you respond to any challenges or setbacks that may arise. By focusing on these things, rather than worrying about things beyond your control, you free yourself from the grip of anxiety and allow yourself to perform at your best. Secret 4. Embrace challenges. The fourth Stoic lesson is to embrace challenges. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Challenges are not obstacles to be avoided, but opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Instead of being intimidated by challenges, Stoicism teaches us to face them head-on, with courage and resilience. Consider this. You're faced with a difficult task at work, and you feel yourself becoming overwhelmed. But then you remember the words of Seneca. Difficulties strengthen the mind. You see the challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow, to become stronger and more capable. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance, so too does the mind grow stronger through adversity. The Stoics understood that it is not the absence of challenges that leads to a fulfilling life, but rather our ability to overcome those challenges with courage and resilience. In our modern world, it's easy to become complacent, to avoid challenges and seek comfort and security. But true growth and fulfillment come from stepping outside of our comfort zones, from facing our fears, and embracing the unknown. There will be times when you need to protect the ones you love, and there will be times when you cannot run from danger, whether you are attacked or you need to save someone who is attacked. If you are not strong enough, you will be unable to rise to the occasion. Remember, a warrior prays for peace while preparing for war. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In other words, growth requires vulnerability. It requires us to be willing to fail, to make mistakes, to look foolish in the eyes of others. But it is through these experiences that we learn and grow, that we become stronger and more resilient. So instead of shying away from challenges, embrace them. See them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement, and remember the words of Seneca. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Secret 5. Practice self-discipline. The fifth secret to mastering your emotions is to practice self-discipline. Epictetus wrote, "No man is free who is not a master of himself." Self-discipline is the foundation of Stoic philosophy. It is the ability to control our desires, our impulses, and our emotions. By practicing self-discipline, we can free ourselves from the grip of negative emotions such as anger, fear, and anxiety. Consider this. You feel a sudden urge to indulge in unhealthy habits such as overeating or procrastinating. But then you remember the words of Epictetus. No man is free who is not a master of himself. You take a deep breath, resist the temptation, and choose to act in accordance with your values and goals. True self-discipline means doing the things you need to do even when you don't feel like doing them, even when you're upset or something has happened. It means staying focused on your goals and values, even in the face of adversity. Secret 6. Practice mindfulness. The sixth secret to mastering your emotions is to practice mindfulness. Epictetus wrote, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or attachment. By learning to focus our attention on the present moment, we can free ourselves from the grip of negative emotions such as anxiety and regret. Consider this. You find yourself dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about the future, but then you remember the words of Epictetus. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. You let go of the past and the future, and focus your attention on the present moment, where true peace and contentment can be found. Practicing mindfulness means being aware of your thoughts and emotions without being consumed by them. It means observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, accepting them as they are, and letting them go. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, to become overwhelmed by stress and anxiety. But by practicing mindfulness, we can learn to quiet the mind, calm the emotions, and find peace in the present moment. Secret 7. Embrace change. The last secret to mastering your emotions is to embrace change. Heraclitus, a pre-Socratic Greek philosopher, famously said, "The only constant in life is change." Change is inevitable. Whether we like it or not, life is constantly evolving and we must learn to adapt and grow with it. Instead of resisting change, Stoicism teaches us to embrace it, to see it as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Consider this. You find yourself facing a major life change, whether it's a new job, a new relationship, or a new place to live. Instead of feeling anxious or overwhelmed, you embrace the change as an opportunity for growth and adventure. You see it as a chance to learn new things, meet new people, and experience life in a whole new way. But embracing change is not always easy. It requires us to let go of the familiar and step into the unknown. It requires us to face our fears and uncertainties with courage and resilience. The Stoics understood that change is a natural part of life, and that resisting it only leads to suffering. Instead of clinging to the past or worrying about the future, we should focus our energy on the present moment, where true peace and contentment can be found. By embracing change, we can free ourselves from the grip of fear and uncertainty. We can learn to let go of the past and embrace the future with courage and optimism. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video to support the channel. Stay stoic, strong, and keep that undefeatable mentality.